Hey everybody, I am back with a video related to Castlevania, the thing I love talking about the most. Well, at least in regards to video games. Hey, so I'm still working on a lot of different various content, but this is a video that was voted on from patrons. The ranking video, we did one a while back, I think it was like maybe March-ish. And the plan was to release this in April or May, and it just got away from me. But here we have a new ranking video where we're going to be, as voted on by patrons a couple months ago, we're going to be talking about Simon Belmont's various different hairstyles. He has had a number of looks in all the varieties of games. You'll notice on this list that there's a few missing. Mostly because it's just like redundant stuff that we're talking about. Castlevania 1, for example, has had many various incarnations and re-releases which basically keep the same look and style. One that is predominantly showcased with our first game that we're going to be talking about today for our ranking, which is Castlevania that came out on the Sharp X68000, later ported to the PlayStation 1 as part of Castlevania Chronicles, and that is Akamajo Dracula X68000. Great game, phenomenal soundtrack. What we're going to do is we're going to look at these hairstyles and say which one is the best, or which one do I like the most. Now, as always with these ranking videos, they are my personal opinion. If you disagree, you are allowed to. I want to know what you feel is my misstep, or do you feel that I'm spot on with these? So let me know down in the comments below. This is a fun one. I just wanted to have fun with this and do something silly and goofy and fun and fresh. So here we go. So first and foremost, Simon's haircut here. In all honesty, this is the way that I see Simon Belmont when it comes to the very first image that pops up in my head is this one from the Sharp X68000 game with the long flowing hair. Definitely a lot longer than it looks in games like Super Castlevania 4, for example, where it's much more shorter. I don't know if that's a Friar Tuck thing that he's going for in that game, but in this game it's like a Conan the Barbarian, long, shaggy, just awesome haircut. Really kind of harnesses both masculine and feminine ideals, but still maintains a very masculine, strong vibe. This one is, to me, the best haircut for Simon without a doubt. Next, I'm going to go with Castlevania Judgment. This one was redesigned by Obata, who handled the Death Note series. And I like Death Note. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that series for the most part, the anime series. But I will say, I don't know if I'm a fan of what he did with Simon, truth be told. The kind of shaggy look that he gave, complete with the rest of the hair, the style of the dress, not a fan. Definitely one of the worst looks that Simon has had over the years. I'm going to give it straight up a D. Definitely the worst. But now we're going to jump back to Haunted Castle. Haunted Castle, I don't know why they decided to go with a blue tint on his hair. It's a very comic book kind of style when it comes to this. But overall, it's not a very good look for him. It doesn't really do much. It looks even more masculine, which is fine, but it also looks very barbaric, and at the same time looks just very unkept. So not my favorite look for his, not his worst. I'm going to give it a C. Yeah. Next up, we're going to go with Super Castlevania 4. However, we're going to split it into two different categories. One of which is Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Famicom, because the box art is different. I didn't pick the Super Nintendo box art simply because it doesn't necessarily, to me at least, it doesn't feel like it really has any sort of style other than messy. It's taking place right when he's in the middle of doing something. He's trying to whip in midair, so you don't really get a good look as to what the hair looks like, which is why I chose the final picture of when Dracula's castle is sinking. So we're going to grade these differently. Honestly, I'm giving this one an A for the Super Famicom look. I do really like it, but I think it's a little cleaner looking than what we have here on the end of Super NES's Super Castlevania 4. So not much of a step down, but I think this one is pretty strong overall in terms of the haircut and the look and everything. Really kind of the whole outfit and look really comes together. Next up is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which featured Simon. I love this look for him. I think that the hair is a little too blonde here. So I'm going to give it an A, just for the overall look and design of it. It's definitely modeled more towards like the Castlevania Chronicles look. But yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately I still like that one the best overall. Now this one may surprise some of you, which is the look. The pictures actually cut it off, but the look for Simon in Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate, which was the 2D or 2.5D sequel to Lords of Shadow. Again, not a fan of this franchise for Lords of Shadow, for that series, but I do really got to give props to the way that Simon looks here, his haircut and everything. Really, really cool. I'm going to give this a solid A. I think that it's a rock solid look for him. Looks really masculine, really cool. I like the added fur there as well. Just awesome. Really cool look. Next, we're going to go with Simon on the Simon's Quest box art. Not one of his best looks, honestly. He looks like the Beastmaster, which I don't remember if Beastmaster came out before or after this. I think it came out, I want to say before. But that's the inspiration that I get from this look. Not terrible, not great. So somewhere in the middle. I'm going to save the most ridiculous for last. So we're going to go with the Castlevania Chronicles redesign from Ayumi Kojima. I gotta say, guys, I've never liked this look. I really have not. I think it's weird to have him with super long, flowing, beautiful red locks. I don't know where they pulled that out of. I like Ayumi Kojima. Don't get me wrong. Fantastic artist, has done a tremendous job on Castlevania. This was just a miss for me. Lastly, oh man. Poor Simon on Captain N. Looks absolutely ridiculous. But man, he has heart. He has heart. I like it more than his red outings. But it's still pretty goofy. This flock of seagulls, kind of like, I don't even know if it's flock of seagulls. It's like, well, flock of seagulls is like out and then like back, almost like a Wolverine look. This has much more of a like adventurer kind of vibe, so it kind of fits. I don't know, it's not terrible. I'm gonna give it a C. I don't know, it has heart. Dang it. That's it. There's a bunch that I didn't include. Some of the wackier stuff, like his afro in the that's not Simon, but it's the in Contra Hard Corps, the afro thing. So that's it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on rankings, or maybe a review, or maybe something else. You'll be seeing me soon.